Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Beth Deer.
Hi, I've been blind for over 6 years now, and during that time, I've been asked a lot of questions, including some that I think are pretty ridiculous. So today, I am going to share and answer some of those questions to get them out of the way. Although I think some of these questions are very comical, I still want to encourage people to ask all the questions they want, because I personally like to do what I can to educate people, especially those who are interested in learning. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of role playing here by asking myself the questions and then responding the way I'd like to respond, especially on days when I'm feeling particularly frustrated.
Hi Beth. What kind of questions are you going to be asking me today?
Really? You know these questions. You get asked them all the time.
Okay, that's fair. Let's go. How many fingers am I holding up?
You know I can't see. Why would you ask me that?
What happened to you?
What happened to you that it makes you think it's okay to ask that? You shouldn't ask that.
Can you drive? I could, and I would love to drive. It just probably wouldn't be very safe. Okay, let's take a break from you now, Beth. And let's hear what Grant in Vancouver has to say. Grant, how do you eat out if you can't read the menu?
Well, if I'm out and about with others, then I can have someone read the menu. Otherwise, I can use one of the wonderful accessible apps on my smartphone, either to scan it, take a picture of the page and read it, or go onto the restaurant's website and look it up myself.
Gotcha. Thanks, Grant. Okay, Beth, back to you. Who does your makeup for you? The same person who gets me dressed, brushes my teeth, does everything else in my life. Me. How do you eat? I'll ask you the same thing because that is a terrible question. Whoa, okay, sorry. Let's take another break from you, Beth, and hear from Alex in Toronto. So, Alex, why don't you look blind?
Yeah, this one always makes me laugh. Like, what are blind people supposed to look like? Why do you look sighted? It's just as ridiculous of a question. And Beth, here's a question I get asked all the time. If you're blind, how do you watch TV?
I like to use audio description, and I actually have a lot of sighted friends that use audio description as well, because then they can cook and clean and do other things around their house. And Beth, what about questions about Patronus? Like, it's so nice of you to train that dog. When does he go back to be a service dog? He already is trained and he's my dog. This one really grinds my gears. I know, it grinds my gears too. How about this one? Can I pet your dog? Absolutely not. He has a huge sign on him that says, "Please don't pet me, I'm working." Is that a real service dog? You just watched him show me where the counter was. Yes, he's a real service dog. Where's your white stick? 1, it's called a cane, and 2, I choose to use a dog because he's just so cute. Have you always been blind? I lost my sight when I was 15. You're not totally blind though, you're looking at me. It's something I've worked really hard at, and I did used to be able to see. And my personal favorite, do you know sign language? No, I don't know sign language because I'm personally blind, not deaf, but there are some blind people who do. So to each their own. Thanks, Beth.